What's up, traders? Mark Bauman here. What the hell just happened? I just disappeared on a family trip for a couple days, and the whole market went to, you know what? Wow! Every time the Fed speaks, it's like a knife. It's like a sledgehammer, smacking freaking down walls. Ridiculous, ridiculous. So I'm sitting at a lot of my options closed that were in the money. Putting me negative in my positions, which is fun. So I'm at a margin call of negative $25,000. I didn't sell anything today because I am waiting for them to pop back up tomorrow and Wednesday, and then I'll probably lower my positions so that I am not out so much margin. Now the reason I'm out so much margin is because I had all these options that were closing and they had to close all in the same day. Otherwise, we're down 2.84%. And looking at my portfolio, it is because Rolls-Royce, which I love, I'm not going to drop it. Boeing, which was on a tear, and I was up like $6,000-$7,000 on actually $12,000 between the two options, and now it dropped to $1,100. And AMC also cost me $1,000 today, and then BABA, which was up this morning, is also back down. All the recovery stocks went like this. So, what's going on? Well, in Europe, there's big news because these variants, which we're seeing being talked about on the Hill, which people like Rand Paul are trying to advance for whatever reason of his own, because of the science, doesn't want to wear a mask. Without getting political, basically those variants are causing Europe to lock down again. And with Europe being a big travel partner, the recovery stocks, now I don't know why AMC, it's not like there's a ton of AMC theaters in Europe, but they are worried that that is going to happen here in the US if they can't get it under control. And it will happen here in the US if we don't get it under control, so please wear a mask, social distance, etc. Never had to do that PSA before on this channel. But I don't want to go the other direction. Surprisingly, Zoom, luckily I sold my shorts on Zoom, but I'm going to have to short that sucker again because Zoom was up. That was like one of the only few stocks that were up. Well, there's a bunch of our stocks up, actually. Sorry. We're only negative because, again, we had the options closed. So we gained $60,000 in stock. We closed on our exercise on our TMV. So we got 200 shares of TMV, which is not good today because TMV was down. Tech was up a little bit. Not as much as I'd like to see. But TMV, I believe, will be up tomorrow. So, unfortunately, tech will probably be down. So we're keeping that TMV for just another day or two, unless they force us out of because of our margin call. Sometimes they can force you out of your positions if you're too deep in margin. So hopefully that doesn't happen. We will get rid of our short in AstraZeneca, though, because I guess AstraZeneca got a reprieve. And then what else do we? Oh, BABA. I had bought 3 options of BABA, which were doing great. We're still up like only 1,000 because of that dip today. But those, I now have $53,000 of Alibaba. So I'm a little overweight in Alibaba. But I believe BABA's going to keep going up because BABA's like, it's a recovery stock, but it's also, it's a like a COVID kind of, it's like an Amazon to COVID. I mean, BABA's going to benefit from people shopping online. So they benefit more in the recovery, but they will still benefit compared to other stocks. So I like BABA. And it's also way down from where it should be. And then, and CCIV and CCIV Plus. CCIV Plus took a big hit, so we bought more of CCIV Plus. So if you are looking to get into CCIV Plus, which is the warrants, you can't get them on those rinky-dink things like Robinhood and WeBull, although you can in our SIG get a Robinhood and WeBull account, and we will help you in trading with us and pay you to trade in our new contest. So go check that out on starttrading.com. If you haven't already, while we're talking about it, just like and subscribe. Thank you. But those recovery stocks are CCIV Plus is not really a recovery, but I think it's going to benefit once we're opening back up because people are buying cars, and CCIV has the opportunity to catch up with Tesla, as does NIO. And those seem to be diverging from tech. They were crashing with tech, but in the last week they started to diverge where they were going up while tech was coming down. So you're going to see less of an alignment between the bond yields and these car manufacturers. although it seems that the reopening will affect them. So hopefully we get these new variants under control. So what's the plan for this week? What's the plan for this month or this year? So if the recovery gets sidelined, it will disrupt our plans, at least, because we were going long, or we started to. We put 10% up to 20% of our portfolio into CBD stocks, weed stocks, marijuana, stuff like that. Marijuana is going to do fantastic this year as long as we don't have a pullback in reopening due to the pandemic, and that has the biggest upside. And I'm not talking about like the Canopy Growth or the Tilrays or the Cron. Get yourself into the individual penny stocks that are in CBD, that such as CV Sciences, which is local here in San Diego. Again, I've talked about this before on the channel. I put, $10,000 in there 3 years ago when I heard that they were doing good things from a friend, that they're local, and I ballooned that into $300,000, sold off part of it, but then rode it up, and then rode it back down and only made like 150,000. Still good. Not my 300. But I believe that stock can run back up again. It's only at 55 cents. It was at $8 to $12 when I was trading it before. It's at 55 cents. And I just started getting wholesale emails from them, meaning they believe it's opening back up as a company, and they're reinvesting into opening. So CBD stocks, I think, is where it's at. I don't care about any of the cyclical moving into from tech into recovery, et cetera, et cetera. I keep my portfolio diverse. We got a lot of Caterpillar. Caterpillar, as I've said, is my favorite, and Caterpillar is still crushing it. Caterpillar, where are we at with Caterpillar? We're up 0.32% on a down day. Everybody else is down. We're up $7,000 on Caterpillar this year today. That's only 21%. But since investing in them, we're up 21%. Not year to date, I'm sorry. Since investing in them. So Caterpillar is huge. Some of the financial stuff like PSEC still continues to be strong. TNXP still continues to be strong. Check out those if you'd like. And I think Home Depot, Lowe's, those would also run parallel to Caterpillar. They're great in any time of the year. Okay, they have online shopping. They have they're tied to housing. If housing starts going down, maybe you have Home Depot and Lowe's. Cat, though, any kind of construction. There's always government construction. There's endless possibilities for Caterpillar, so I love Caterpillar. Now, Boeing is going to probably waver a little bit. It's going to be up and down, up and down, up and down. So if you want to play a great solid stock, I'd go with Boeing. Qualcomm still seems to be declining. That was going to be my angel here. So I'm just waiting on that. Now, on to cryptocurrencies. And I'm going to take this opportunity, if you haven't already, to like, subscribe, join starttrading.com. We give out free courses on how to trade. You should be trading if you're not already, because it's a great time to get in because all the stocks are down, 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 down. And no better time than now to start investing money. Don't invest all of it. Again, trickle in. You'll learn in our starttrading.com courses that you should just trickle your way into these stocks so you get a feel for whether they're going up and down, left or right, wherever they're going. For example, before getting to cryptos, Tesla today. Tesla was up in the morning due to news thanks to Kathy Woods making this $3,000 lofty kind of estimate. Then they were back down negative today. Negative after such great news that somebody thinks they're going to $3,000 somehow. So unfortunately, Tesla's back down. But if you had gotten into that over just hype and put all your money in it, you would have been like feeling great in the morning, and then you come back at the end of the day and be like, oh, and lost money. So it's good to trickle in because you could have saved money by buying in at the end of today and then buying in at the beginning of the day or in the middle of the day, etc. So it's good to buy in small increments. Now, the 4-year rotation for cryptocurrencies. That's a big talk right now. What to invest in? Well, if I log into my BitHome account now, Bitcoin dropped. They dropped $1,000. And are they hitting new lows? Oh, they are peaking. Okay, so Bitcoin is on its way back down, unfortunately, unless somebody comes in like they did last time and props it up. So Bitcoin just hit a new low. So before Bitcoin was on its way up this week, it was setting new lows starting at 42,509 to a low, sorry, this month, to a low of 55,000 as its low. It is now hitting that round curve right now to where it's starting to peak. And now what do I mean by that? Well, as stocks go up and down, up and down, up and down like this, you always have the down. The new low is where a stock goes up and then down. It doesn't quite hit that last low. So it's on its way up technically because it just keeps on going up. Even though it's having drops, the lowest point is still higher than the previous lowest point. Today, Bitcoin just hit 55,700, which, well, its last lowest point was here. So it literally just dropped right below that. So I'm going to buy some right now, actually, while we have the opportunity, now that I'm talking to you. Now, what does that mean? Well, as I was saying before, the other altcoins are going to benefit from Bitcoin being so low. So if you are into altcoins, you should go find your favorite altcoin and possibly make some purchases. Because that's what I am doing, because either I might have missed the boat. Let's see. So we're going to log in. We're going to check out my favorite altcoin right now. And that is MBX. And what are altcoins? Well, they are alternative currency coins in the crypto market. Oh, I can't buy. Okay. And altcoins, like MBX, benefit from when the market's high, but then coins like Bitcoin take a dip. So let's see where MBX is. I may have missed that boat, but let's find out. Okay. It's a little bit down right now, 0.018. So MBX could pop up to 0.02, 0.024. That's a 10-20% bounce that you could gain if you bought today, right now. Bitcoin, you have an opportunity to make 3% if you buy right now because it is on a new low, where it should likely pop back up to just above where it is trading right now. So we just bought in for $5,000 at 55,800, and it should pop back up to about 56 or 57,000 before it continues to plummet back down. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means that Bitcoin really just had its drop of the month since its last big drop. Let's see, it's been a month. It's been 3 weeks since its last big drop. So it could trade sideways right now, or it could drop further. If it drops further, you might lose some money, but you just hold on until it pops back up. But if it trades sideways, it means there's an opportunity to go even higher, back up past 60,000. It's only hit 2 of its real pops in this cycle right now. So Bitcoin goes in cycles, right? So in its 4-year cycle, usually it'll have like 2 small bumps and then a major bump. It hasn't had its major bump, unless that's what we saw, because the price of Bitcoin is so high that its major bumps are getting smaller. But people believe that it's still going to have a major bump, possibly hitting 140,000 because of the size of these recent pops. So it should pop at 100 to 120, maybe 140,000 sometime this year, is what the expectation is. It has also been notorious for having crashes at the end of March. So at the end of March or in the beginning of April, you'll see a big steep decline. So what is a good indicator for that? Well, 53,000 is the new bottom for Bitcoin, I believe, because of the last drops and from the push-up from, or 50,000, I'm sorry, 50,000 to 53. In that range will be where it'll probably next dip down to at the lowest. Unless it's going to crash. If it drops below 50,000, then you know it's on a pattern of decline. Now, why do I say 53,000? Because of the volume in the market, the base set by Tesla, 33,000, and other institutional traders that I've seen popping this up. So it's either the stock manipulators or it's institutional traders who have been popping this Bitcoin to support it on its way down. So they support it to pop it back up. So everybody gets back excited about it because they had a little dip and it pops up. People get in, and then they pop it down again. They take the profits and they buy it up again as they buy it back up. So they let it pop. They let the bids come in of other people selling. Once there's enough sellers in the space, they buy it back in and they rocket it back up. So it's very interesting to watch that, but you got to be cognizant of it when you're doing purchases. Now, this isn't guaranteed. This is just the theory we're basing our purchases on today. Now, Ethereum is about to hit an all-new low for the month. That is a great buy as well, because Ethereum, if you do the mathematics on Bitcoin and Ethereum, if Bitcoin doubles, Ethereum is going to go up by a factor of 10. So last time Bitcoin doubled, Ethereum went up by a factor of like 8.5, I believe it peaked to 10, and it came back down. So on the next double for Bitcoin, go ahead and keep doing your Bitcoin buys, but like think about getting Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, BCH, BSW, EOS, XMR, XLM. Those 8 currencies, and leave off. Oh, Quantum as well, and ADA Cardano. So those 10 currencies are going to benefit as Bitcoin climbs. So maybe you don't even want to play in Bitcoin. Maybe you just get a tenth of a Bitcoin or 1 Bitcoin, just so you can follow along as it spikes and declines, because the other currencies will follow along with it. So, but they have a much broader and much larger increase that you'll see from those currencies than you'll see out of Bitcoin. Bitcoin will go up 10%. These other currencies will go up 20 to 30% because their dollar value cost is lower and people are more apt to purchase those. So when they see an increase in Bitcoin, they go, oh, I should go buy these other ones. If you do that ahead of time, plan ahead of time, using the Bitcoin dips as your buying opportunities, not just in Bitcoin but other cryptocurrencies, you're bound to make a good margin, and much larger of a margin than you would have buying Bitcoin. Plus, you have more to trade with, so you can buy 10 of a certain currency against the, say, a tenth of a Bitcoin. So you feel less restricted when you're doing your trading. You take that 10, you trade with 5 of them, you keep your 5 playing and growing. So you take your base of your 5, you buy 5 more, it goes up, you sell those 5, expect it's going to come down, this one goes up a little bit, comes down maybe to a new low, you buy again, goes up, this one keeps growing, comes back down again, you buy some more, etc. That way you can take your profits. So that's what I like to do. So in order to do that, you need to work with currencies that has that flexibility. So that's my talk for today. Watch out for the Fed chat this week. Hopefully we have that pop tomorrow and into Wednesday before we get hit with any other news. So far, so good in the U.S. as far as new variants. So unless we hear news about that, your stocks are safe. But as always, set your trailing stop losses, because any day now they could say variants are expanding in the U.S. And again, we're going to have the same repeat, possibly of March. Maybe not as bad, because we've already had our tech dip, for example. We've already had our correction. But this is about the worst, best time for a correction to come. So be wary out there. Make sure you are setting your trailing stop losses. And as always, have a plan to buy back in. I know which stocks are at trailing stop losses right now, and I know how much I'm going to rebuy of that stock, or which other stock I'm going to buy if that sells. Make sure you have that strategy in place. Thanks for watching. If you liked what we had to say, please like or subscribe. As always, go to starttrading.com, learn to trade, and leave your comments. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks as always. Mark.